This is part 2 of the strategy guide for Dead by Daylight. And what we're going to go over now is the Bloodweb and the perks. So let us get to the perks first. I will give you guys a link that will show you everything you want to know about perks. Dun dun dun! Alright, if you guys want the URL, it's, what is it, deadbydaylight.gamepedia.com/perks. This shows you all the perks in the game, their levels, well, their tiers, and what they do at each tier. This is your survivor perks, this is your killer perks. It just shows you everything. Now what we're looking here is unique survivor perks and unique killer perks. Now these are unique. For example, we'll just use Meg. We call her not Meg because she has sprint. She runs like a nut. Anyway, so she has adrenaline, quick and quiet, and sprint burst. Let's look at sprint burst. Sprint burst. You will see that that is right here. When started to run, break into a sprint at 150% of your normal speed, running speed for a max of 3 seconds. A recuperation of 60, 50, 40 seconds is necessary before being able to use sprint burst again. Now, what this means is it's a 60-second cooldown. Now, at tier 2, it's a 50-second cooldown. At tier 3, it's a 40-second cooldown. This was actually nerfed. I think it used to be 30. But anyway, now this is unique to her. Just like these 3 skills, only Meg can have these. Only Jake can have these, and so forth for Claudette and Dwight. Your killer, here are your unique killer perks for the 3 killers. Now, there is an exception. The exception is that when Meg hits level 30, one of these will show up as a teachable perk. And on her Bloodweb, when she spends the points and learns that on her Bloodweb, anybody can learn it. Not the killers, obviously. So Jake, Claudette, and Dwight can learn it. Now, in fact, let me show you that. Let me boot up the game real quick. I will show you that my Dwight actually has Saboteur, which is unique to Jake, and he has Sprint Burst, which is unique to Meg. He cannot have them until they're unlocked as teachable perks. So let me go to my account real quick. And these are the perks. And there's Dwight, and you can see I have Sprint right here, which only Meg can have that until she teaches it, and then it can show up in the other player's Bloodwebs. And you can see that I also have Saboteur, which is unique to Jake. I prestige him so he don't have shit. So that is how each survivor can have any perk they want, as long as the other 3 players get 30. They get a teachable perk at 30. They get the other one at 35, and the last one at 40. Alright. So, I'm looking over my notes here, my talking points. Explain teachable perks, which I just did. It is also very important to understand that perks change power as they tier up, and some of them are drastic. Let me show you the biggest drastic change. We will look at the infamous one that all killers want. No one escapes death. Okay? You're animated by an unseen force when the survivor is on the verge of escaping. Once the exit gates are powered, cooldowns on successful and missed attacks are decreased by 4, 8, and 8. So tier 1 it's 4, tier 2 it's 8, tier 3 it's 8. And your movement is increased by 3, 5, and 5. This might be a little old. But anyway, additionally, okay, at tier 1 nothing happens. At tier 2 nothing happens. But when you get tier 3 of no one escapes death, successful attacks trigger dying state automatically. That means when you're running for the exit gates and I whack you, you're down. This is a huge perk that I don't know of any. I've never heard of a killer that does not want this perk. And in fact, I should have left the game open because I actually have that. I actually had that on all three of my, well, except for, I don't think the Trapper has it. But anyway, so that is, the perks do change when they go up tiers. This is probably the most drastic. A lot of the perks just go, you know, 6, 12, 18, 3, 0, 3, 6. There is another one, there is a big one. It's for the survivors. It's one that heals you. Yes, this one, adrenaline. You are fueled by unexpected energy. When on the verge of escape, instantly heal from dying state. So, and sprint at 100% of your normal speed for 355 when the exit gates open. So when the exit gates are powered, if you're laying on the ground dying, you instantly heal on tier 3. On tier 1 and 2, it's just, you're just healing from an injury. So it's not that big of a deal. But laying on the ground in a dying state, and this has happened to me, about shit myself when it happens too. You're laying there and all of a sudden you pop up and you're running at, you know, you're sprinting at for 150% of your speed for 5 seconds. You know, that it doesn't happen often, but it does happen. So, but this is the perks. Now, I was going to offer 3 setups for what I use as a survivor and what I think is the most, I'm not going to say OP because, you know, that sounds kind of childish. We'll say the strongest, in my opinion, the 4, I'll give 3 setups of 4 each. Of course, the one that all the survivors want is this spine chill. And what this does is, if you see here, when the killer is looking at you, now it goes up in power. Obviously, we'll just discuss the last one. You can see the other levels here. 36 meters within range. Okay, when he looks at you, you get a audio notification. You see when your little thing in the bottom right, it'll light up. That means the killer is looking at you and he's within 36 meters, which means you most likely need to move because he is coming at you. If he's looking at you, he's not standing there, he's probably moving, and if he's looking at you and he's moving, he's coming at you. That's one of my top 4. Another one that I use, a lot of people, I've seen a lot of endgame people not use this, but it's premonition. And some people think that using both of them together is a little overpowered. I don't think it is, but it's premonition. What it does is when you're looking at the killer within a 45-degree cone, within 36 meters, when you're looking at the killer, you get a notification. And what this is used for really is if you're going from one generator to another and this goes off, that means you're running right at the killer. So you probably don't want to do that. Now remember the difference between them. Also, this has a cooldown. Spine chill does not. If you look at here, premonition, 60 second, 45, and 30. So that has a cooldown. Spine chill does not. Spine chill is 100% active 100% of the time. So remember, spine chill is when the killer is looking at you. Premonition is when you're looking at the killer. The third perk, well, you've seen the third perk, is sprint. And this is right here, sprint burst. You run at 150% of your normal running speed for 3 seconds. It has a, has a cooldown, but this really helps you if the killer's on you. It gives you 3 seconds to get out in front and get over some barricades, get through a window, try to put a little bit of distance before he starts catching up to you. And the last one that I would like would be the they call it self-care. It's basically self-heal. And what this basically does is it allows you to heal yourself without a med kit. Now, if you have a med kit, you get a bonus for the efficiency, so it doesn't really drain the med kit. But that's my big 4, would be premonition, spine chill, sprint, and self-heal. So what are the other variants? The other variants would be if you wanted to replace self-care with Saboteur. which allows you to sabotage hooks and traps without a toolbox. You don't really need it, but there's a lot of above rank 10. There's a lot of people that like to destroy shit. It helps the team very little. It's better if you're popping generators. But anyway, that would be the second variant. The third would be Spine Chill, Self Heal, Sprint, and Saboteur. Of course, then you're giving up Premonition. But you have to hope that you don't run into the ass of the killer, because that's not going to be fun, especially if he turns around or he sees you and boom, there you are. Now, it's something. I'm a veteran. When I was in the military, I was a gunner on an M1 tank, and one of the things that always amazed me about the military is its redundancy. Now, if you look at the 4 perks, they're redundant. Premonition and Spine Chill is avoiding detection. You avoid detection. You know when the killer's looking at you. You know when you're looking at the killer. So you don't run into the killer, and you don't let the killer run into you. Okay, let's say that for whatever reason that fails. So you go into redundancy, you go into Sprint. It failed. You were trying to avoid detection, you got detected. Sprint is the next redundancy. You run because you lost your stealth, your detection. Now, let's say that you failed the detection. He found you. You used your sprint burst, and he whacks you. Okay, of course, if he whacks you again, he's going to hook you. But let's say he whacks you and you get away. So the next redundancy is you get to self-heal. So you failed to stay undetected. The redundancy is the sprint. You failed to, he still hit you once with the sprint. So your next redundancy is the self-heal. So that's what guided me to that as being, in my opinion, the 4 best. Now, for the killer, we want to do a reverse, because you're not trying to avoid detection, you're trying to detect. So for the killer, let's scroll down here to the killer perks. We'll talk about No One Escapes Death later, because that's a staple. You have to have that. So we'll look at first, because that's the last of the redundancy. That's all the way. That's the 4th skill. Let's look at the first one you want. And this is unique. Let's scroll back up here. This is unique to the Wraith, Shadowborn. Now I can show you that my Killbilly, which is a chainsaw dude, he actually has Shadowborn, even though he's the hillbilly, because my Wraith, he's already prestige, so he already taught all this shit. So anybody can learn these now, because you get it 30, 35, and 40. Alright, so the 4, Shadowborn. This makes a huge difference. Where the hell is it? Oh, that's the damn. Alright. Shadowborn's right here. You are more sensitive to light, but at level 3, I'm not talking about level tier 1 or tier 2 of these skills, because they're crappy. Tier 3 is what you want. Your view is considerably wider than normal. This is like humans are predators. We have the eyes in the front of our head. Our ears are on the side. We are designed as humans to hunt. And when you got considerably wider vision, your brain, as you're looking at the screen and you see movement, I mean it's pixel. I call it pixel movement. Your peripheral vision, that's how we are designed as humans. We're hunters, so we see that. So having your view considerably wider, you get to take in a lot more pixels, and you can see pixel movement a lot better, especially when it contrasts. So that is the number one of 4 for me. The second one is Bloodhound. Now this is your detection. That's your detection one. Bloodhound is useless until you get it to the 3rd tier. The 3rd tier is this basically when you whack somebody, they bleed. And I used to combine this with Sloppy Butcher, but it was funny. It was comical. There was just blood spurting everywhere. There's no way you could lose them. But I switched it out later. So Bloodhound is the 2nd of 4 that, in my opinion, is the best. When you whack somebody, they are not you can't lose them unless they heal. I have had nutmegs run across, do their sprint thing and everything else, and I lose them, especially on the damn farm map with all the damn corn. My eyes don't do the corn well, so I always lose people. And when I lose them, I look down at the ground, I see the blood, and I follow the blood. The blood's about every, with tier 3 of this, the blood's about every 8 feet, 8 in-game feet. And you just follow the blood trail, and it takes you right to the person. Those run marks are scattered all over a general area. The blood is exact. When you see a blood splatter, when you have Bloodhound 3 and you see that blood splatter, that is exactly where that character walked. And it's just a trail that leads you right to him. So Bloodhound is my second of 4 for the killer of what you should be aiming for. Third, you won't need this at lower ranks. Below rank 10, you really don't need it. Above rank 10, you need it every match. And that is Iron Grasp. Because above rank 10, you're going to have a shit ton of players come in. You're going to face a shit ton of Jakes that can destroy your hooks and your traps if you're playing a trapper. You're going to have Nutmegs come in, Claudettes come in with toolboxes they're going to destroy. And Iron Grasp, above rank 10, you have to have this. At tier 3, effects of survivor struggling are reduced by 75%, and the time to struggle out of your grasp is increased by 60. You can basically take someone from the edge of the map, and I'm not going to say you can run them to the exact opposite corner, but it's a long time. You can easily take them down. I call it the sex dungeon, but it's the actual killer's lair, where you take them underground. There's 4 hooks there. We'll call that the killer's lair to be family friendly. So you take them down to killer's lair, and that's, if you want a death, that's where you got to do. But that's in another video for the killer strategy. I mean, if you want to try to guarantee a death, you want to take them downtown. You want to take them to the killer's lair, and this greatly helps you. Like I said, before rank 10, you don't really need it, but rank 10 and above, they're going to be destroying everything. So you're going to need this. And of course, the last of 4 that is the best, in my opinion, is No One Escapes Death. This is just being able to one-shot people, and especially because you know when those exit doors are open, they're leaving. They're doing everything they can to leave. So that's my 4 best, would be Shadowborn, Bloodhound, Iron Grasp, and No One Escapes Death. Variants. Second variant would replace Iron Grasp with Sloppy Butcher. I would only do that if you don't have Iron Grasp yet. But Sloppy Butcher makes Bloodhound twice as effective, but you really don't need it. So that variant is only if you don't have Iron Grasp. Sloppy Butcher's a lot of fun to play because, man, that first whack, you just see blood. It goes from their shoulder like 8 feet up in the air. It just bleeds all over the place. It's fun. You know, it doesn't help you that much because you already got Bloodhound 3, but and again, this, of course, the notes say, however, this leaves you hurting if you get saboteurs in your game. For a third variant, I really don't have a third variant here. I've seen players using Spies from the Shadows. Let's look at that one. That's okay. That's not bad. If you don't have Bloodhound or you don't have Iron Grasp, Spies from the Shadow, that has helped. It does work. It's not broke. Now, Whispers, I heard it was broke. I had it at level 3. To me, it was really hard to tell the difference in the sounds. And it's sporadic, so I didn't like it. But Spies of the Shadows work. I've seen that. That's helped me hunt down players that are running. What happens is basically they run by a crow, and it looks like they missed a skill check on a generator. You get the poof. So, but Spies from the Shadows not bad if you can't get the others. Remember though that if a player has Calm Spirit, 95% chance of not alerting woodland creatures. It reduces chances of alerting woodland creatures by 95%. So that kind of negates your Spies from the Shadows. Not a lot of people have that. I've seen a few Jakes have that, but it's not dominant. I'll tell you, I've seen a lot of people use Deerstalker, and here's a reason why. Basically, this reveals dying survivors' auras when standing within 36 meters. The reason killers use this, endgame killers, is because They have No One Escapes Death 3. They knock them, and when you hit them, they're in a dying state. Now, of course, normally there's more people to hunt, so you just let them go on the ground. Just let them die on the ground, and you go chasing someone else. I don't do that. If they want to die on the ground, that's fine. Plus, I have caught so many people. I can hit someone with No One Escapes Death. They're down. I don't have Deer Stalker. I know where they're going. Come on, guys. There's only 3 places they're going to go. One is one exit gate, one is another exit gate, and the third one is the hatch. You know where the exit gates are. You get to see them. There's a white box that's on in your field of view from across the map. You know where the doors are. And you'll see in part 6 of the guide, you'll see where all the hatches are. So you know where they're going. If they don't go to one of them, they're dead. But I've caught so many people dying, crawling, trying to get out of the exit. You can just wait for if there's only one exit door open, just wait. And because if they're close, that's where they're going. But anyway, so I don't really see a big need for that. Deer Stalker in place of Bloodhound. Alright, so that's pretty much the perks here. So now we will go into the exploitation of the Bloodweb. So let's go into the game here. And we will go over the Bloodweb, how to power level yourself, what shit to take, what shit not to take, how to level up the fastest, what happens if you have a character you don't want to play because they suck, and the RNG really sucked on the characters. So let's go exploit that now. Or let me show you how to do that. First of all, it's very important. Let me turn the music down here. It's very important to understand that your EXP. Okay, first of all, see I'm level 49, rank 1. Ranks are universal. See, the rank's always going to stay the same, regardless of what survivor. Levels are not. She's level 1, Nutmeg's level 1, Claudette's level 3, Jake's level 1, Dwight's 49. So levels, and that's the same as killers. The rank's going to stay the same regardless of which one you click on. But levels are independent. Now, here's something a lot of the newbies don't know. See my 251,000 EXP? I can spend that on Dwight. I can spend that on anybody. See? I still got 251k experience. I can switch to my killers, and I can power level him with that 251,000 experience. You can spend your experience on anybody. So that's something to remember. Let's go on to... okay, I did have a screenshot I wanted to show. Let me see if I can Alt-Tab. No, I don't want to do that. Alright, so let's look at a Bloodweb. And we're going to go ahead and level him up. And I'll show you now. There's an order of importance when it comes to... actually, I'm going to have to show you this first. I'm going to have to exit the game and show you this. It's vitally important. Whenever you look at a Bloodweb, the most thing you always have to remember is you have to take the perk first. And I'm going to show you why right here. Okay. This is the entity. You'll see this as you go up levels. The entity comes in, and when you take something, the entity takes something. Why you have to get your perk first. The reason if you don't get this perk, let's say it was a shitty perk and you didn't want it. If you don't take this perk, then when you're done this Bloodweb and you go up a level, it could be there again. So take the perk. It doesn't matter if it's crappy or not. You have to take it. If you don't take it, you can waste this entire level, and then you go up to level 28, and that perk's going to come up. If you take it, the perk will never ever come up. But as you see here, I almost got screwed. You take the fastest way to the perk. This was the quickest way to the perk. But it was a long route. It was a long route because there was no line here to go. And there's no line here. Now, I did get lucky because when this entity came in, when I chose this, was my next one, because we got to follow the lines. The entity chose that. So there might be some kind of code in where it gives you so many turns to get your perk. But I would have been so pissed off if I would have taken that and the entity took that. The entity normally takes what's closest to it. Okay? So always, always, always take your perk first. Alright, so let's go back in game. And we will look at that Bloodweb. I'm going to go ahead and level up, and I'll show you how to exploit the Bloodweb. Not exploit it, how to strategically use the Bloodweb to your advantage. Alright. Okay, the first thing is, the very first thing you go for is the perk. Where's the perk? Perk's right there. Now, I will do that because that's what I said you guys are supposed to do, but when I level to 50, I lose all my perks anyway, because we're going to prestige up. So what you need to remember here is it looks like a big old intricate Bloodweb. It's really not. Let me show you what the Bloodweb really consists of. It consists of 3 rings. This ring, which everything costs 3,000. See, 3K, 3K. Everything is 3K. That's the inner ring. You got the middle ring. This is one big circle. Everything is 5K. So, and then the outer circle. Everything is 8K. Normally, as you can see, things get better the farther you go out, but not in all cases. This green map's a hell of a lot better than this yellow tarnished coin. Alright, but don't look at it as a big jumble, like as a big clusterfuck. Don't look at it like that. Look at it as it's simply 3 circles. This circle, all Bloodwebs are this. It doesn't matter. All the Bloodwebs, if you go to, let's go to the 25 Hillbilly, it's still 3 circles. See? 1, 2, and the outer ring is 3. So, things to take. Now, the most important thing you got to do is remember the order of importance. The most important thing and the thing you got to do is you got to take your perk. Now, after you get your perk, let's just go ahead and take that. Let's just go ahead and do that. Well, okay, let's do that, because that's what I'm showing you is the best way to do this. Obviously, the first thing I take is that. The map for 3K, hell yeah. But, so, the first thing you want to do is the shortest route. 1, 2, 3. This looks like the shortest route. You can go 1, 2, 3 as well. So, let's do that, because green is better. The colors, brown is common, then yellow, then green, then purple, then pink. So I would rather have the green than the yellow. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Alright, we got the perk. Even though I'm going to lose that because I'm at level 50 next thing. But anyway. Alright, now here's the next thing you want to do. You want to power level yourself. Okay? Remember, these cost 3,000. These cost 5, these cost 8. The importance for the survivors is perk, then items. So let's look at the items. Where's the items? Well, there's an item here. You definitely want that. There's an item here. Toolbox for 5K, hell yeah. Flashlight for 5K. It's not bad. Not really good either, so that's kind of like okay. So the order of importance is perk, then items. Now, why is the perk? Perk is permanent. Once you get it, it's forever. Items, once you get it, now this is for survivors, once you get it, as long as you escape, you keep it. The same with add-ons. Let's look at an add-on here. Here's an add-on. Parabol. So, as long as you... Do I have any... Okay, well I got tons of fucking add-ons. Okay, here's my item. So, first aid kit, I can put this and this. I will have these forever as long as I escape. When I die, when the killer kills me, I lose all 3 of them. Don't worry, the killer gets screwed because he loses his fucking add-ons every game. Regardless if he kills everybody, he still loses everything. Which is bad, but I'm not a developer, so. So the first priority is the perk. Second is items. third is add-ons. Now you might say, well, why are add-ons better than offerings? Because add-ons, like I said, you get to keep them as long as you survive. Offerings, it doesn't matter if you die, it doesn't matter if you survive, it's use it and lose it. You will lose that when you use it. There is no getting it back. If you live, escape, it doesn't matter. So the offerings are the least important for you. So let's look at this, and you got to remember in the back of your mind, you want to take the cheapest shit, all the 3Ks, because when the entity comes in, and you're going to see the entity, when the entity comes in, you take one, he takes one. So you want to spend 3K and you want him to spend 8K, because that's 8K you don't have to spend to level up. So how would I approach this Bloodweb? Well, you also want to look for choke points. See this? This is a choke point. If the entity comes in here and takes that, it cock blocks that, so that automatically disappears. We'll see if we can force the entity to do that. There's not a lot of choke points on this map. There's one here. If the entity takes this, it cock blocks that, so that'll disappear. But there's not a lot of other choke points. There's some good choke points. This one doesn't have a lot of good choke points. So what would I would obviously take the map for 3K. I'm not passing that up. Then we want to, let's make sure we keep our ways open. We don't have no way to get that, so we're going to take that to open up our way. We're going to take this to open up the way to the toolbox. And I could take the toolbox now, but there's no big pressure. No big pressure. So let us open up our way to the flashlight. 3K. Oh, here's the entity. Now the entity's coming in. Whatever he takes is going to disappear. He normally takes what's closest to him. So he can't take that. I already took it. So he is going to take this, or he is going to take that. And we want him to take all these 8Ks, because I want to power level myself. Call on the entity for the darkest moonlight. It's an offering. That's awesome. Dark works for you. It doesn't work for the killer. But I'm trying to power level, because the faster you level, the faster you get perks. The faster you get perks, the stronger you will be. So you want to power level first. Unless you're already prestige 3 level 50, then it doesn't matter. So we know he's going to take that or that. So can I cock block him here? I can. So I might take this. I'm going to take this to make sure he don't take a 5K. He takes that. Now he can't move here. So I'm going to take something, and then he's going to take another 8K, because he can't go nowhere because I blocked him. So we're going to take a little 3K. He's going to take an 8K somewhere. He took it here. So we want to cock block him, because we want to spend 5K and make him spend another 8K somewhere else. So we will cock block and take the flashlight. He takes this. Now, here's what we want. Notice there's a line. See that line? He can take that. If he takes that, it automatically takes that. So that saves us 8,000 EXP. We are 8,000 EXP closer to leveling up. Free. It's free. Let's hope he takes that. So we're going to take something else. Let's take the toolbox, because that's not going to cock block anything. And let's hope he takes that. Now watch, if he takes that, that will automatically take the 8,000. So we saved 8,000 EXP on leveling up. So let's take the toolbox. He did it. He moved in. Now we let him get a 5K, but that 5K blocked an 8K. So that was awesome. So we don't want him taking another 5,000. Remember, we want him to spend all the 8,000s. We want to take the cheapy 5,000s. So he can't take this because it's cock block, because I already got it. But he can take this. So we're going to cock block him here. He's going to take 8K somewhere else. And right here. So he's going to take that next. So we'll take a 5K. Let's take a 5K. Let's take this, because that'll unlock this 5K. He takes that. Alright, time for me to spend 5K. It doesn't matter at this point. I'll take this. We want him to spend the 8K. He spent 8K. We'll take this. He spends 8K. I only spent 5. I'll spend another 5K here. He'll spend another 8K. Now, we don't want this, but we're power leveling. So we don't want to spend 8K. We only want to spend 5. Now, we spend 5, he spends 8. Now here's the thing. We can level up right now. We spend 5, he spends 8. However, that's a really good offering. So in this case, when you have a choice, I could take the 8. I'm only losing 3,000 because I have to spend 5. If I spend 5, he spends 8, boom, it's gone. But remember, I'm hitting level 50, so I lose everything because I'm going to prestige up, so that's not that important to me. But for you, if it's important to you, you can do that. But I'm going to take this, he's going to take that, and I'm going to level up to 50. Now, this is the Bloodweb cap. You cannot go above level 50. You can go infinite Bloodwebs, but you can't go over 50. So let me show you how this works. Alright, if I click and hold this, okay, first of all, I can't go level 50, I'll never be level 51. If I clear this Bloodweb, I got 170,000, I can easily clear the Bloodweb. It only took me, what, 80,000 to clear the 49 one. If I, where's my, I just want to see my, oh, look at that, self-care rank 2. Damn. Remember, self-care was one of the 4. But I'm going to prestige, so I'm not going to take any of this. Now, what happens when you prestige? Let's do it. Well, we're not going to do it, but I'm going to show you what happens. Alright, when you increase your Bloodweb prestige level, you reset the progress of your character to level 1. So you lose everything. You go back to level 1. You unlock a prestige reward. I'll show you the prestige rewards in a minute. You lose all items, add-ons, perks, and offerings. So you lose everything. Slightly increase the odds of getting better items on the Bloodweb, which is a good thing. Now what that means, oh excuse me, and teachable perks will stay, which is awesome. Do you want a prestige? I'm going to say no, because remember I still got to do a video where I'm playing as a survivor. And my only other survivors are rank 1, level 1, which is absolutely fucking horrible. Because I'm going to be putting a rank 1 match, or a high rank match, and I got no fucking items, no add-ons, nothing, so I'm going to get raped. Alright. Yeah, so that's my rank 1 Bloodweb. But you want to see the prestige rewards. What did I get as when I prestiged up? I got a bloody shirt, which is right there. See, all the blood. Nice, sexy blood all over. I'm going to tell you why never to wear this later, but I don't wear that. Yes, I got it. I can penis wave, put it on, say, hey, everybody, look at all my bloody stuff. I'm going to show you in another video why you should never do that. But that's what you get for Jake. What you get for Claudette is a bloody shirt. Bloody shirts for everyone, basically. Bloody shirt. And for Nutmeg, actually, she, of course, gets a bloody shirt like everybody else. Anyway. So, the only reason I'm not going to prestige him is because when I get put in a high level match for the, what was it, like part 4, part 5 of the strategy guide, I want to have these decent perks. So we're not going to prestige him. Now, I still got 170,000. I don't want to blow it on him because he's prestiging. So let me show you how to use it for killers. Killers are different from survivors because killers get no what? They get no items. A killer's item, look, see how I only got 3 slots? But I got 4 slots. I got 4 slots for a survivor because you can select his item. But I only have 3 for a killer. You might say, well, why do you only have 3 for a killer? Because his item is always his weapon. Or his, well, his trap for the trapper, the wailing bell for the wraith, and the chainsaw for the hillbilly. So he only gets add-ons. So when you do the Bloodweb, well, he's going to prestige up after I play the killer for the strategy guide. you can see here that he has no items. There's not a single fucking item here. So the order of importance for a killer is not the same as a survivor. The order is perk, that's the same. Always the same. I'm not going to take this because obviously I'm going to prestige out after I make the strategy video for killer. So let's go to... Oh, you want to see... let me show you the perk when you rank up for the killer is you get a new weapon. See all the blood? That's his weapon. This is what you get level 1 to 50. Then when you prestige, the normal weapon turns into a bloody weapon. Just like for the survivors, the shirts turn into bloody shirts. Since you're the killer, you can wear your bloody fucking weapon all you want. You're not trying to hide from anyone. So let's go ahead and do a couple levels. I got 170,000. I got to use it on something. I could actually use it on my level 1s, but let's use it. We'll level up the hillbilly once or twice. If you notice, he has no items, so his is perk first, which, as you can see, I got. I went after that. This was before I made this video. And then after perks, since he has no items, it would be add-ons and then offerings. So let's go. We'll level him up once or twice here. The entity came in. So the entity can take an 8,000 or a 5,000. Now, why did I leave this 5,000 open? Because if the entity takes that 5K, he cock blocks the 8K. So I want him to take that. I don't want him to take this. Now see, he moved here, so he can't take that. But he actually can't take that because I just did. He moved over. Now, he can take that and cock block that. That's great. But I don't want him to take this. So I'm going to take this, and he's going to take that, and he took that as well. See, I'm power leveling myself, so now it's that much cheaper for me to level. I still got 3Ks in here I can spend. See this circle, the 3K circle? But it's not important right now, because I can take that, so that doesn't open anything. So we want him to keep spending the big points. So let's take, we don't want to take that. We'll take this. He took that. We don't want him to take the 5K, so we're going to take that. He's going to take an 8K right there. You know, I kind of want him to take that. That would block both. So let's do a simple count. I take, he takes. I take, he takes. I take, he takes. I take, he takes. But if we could get him to take 2, do I risk it? Yes. No. I'm not giving up a 3K. He takes the 5. He can take another 5. I'm going to take a 3. He's going to take a 5. Oh, he came in here. Wow. Alright. So all the 8Ks, well, we got 2 8Ks, and he's going to take them, because we're not letting him take that. We're going to take the 5. He's going to take an 8. We're going to take this 5. He's going to take an 8. He's going to take that 8. And we're taking this 5 and leveling up. See? Now, I'll do this one, and then I'm going to stop. So I'm going to level this guy up one more time. Oh, look! Bloodhound! Yeah, baby! You go straight to it. Straight to the perk. Don't get a chance of losing that perk. Straight to the perk. Alright. We got a little wiggle room here. We got some purples, but they're on the outside. Now see here, that's ghosted. And that actually goes out to here. So we want to unlock these ghosted ones. So we'll take that. I'm just going to... There's the entity. Okay, he's going to take this. So we're going to have to take that to cock block here. Oh, he took that. Alright, now we're going to be kind of hurting because he's going to get a 5K here. So we're gonna cock block him so he can't get a 3K. He took an 8, so we're gonna cock block with the 5. He takes an 8, we're gonna cock block with the 5. He's gonna take an 8. I'd love him to take that, because that would automatically take that. But we have to come out here. So we're going to take the 3. No, he didn't take it. Damn it. Alright. If he takes this, it'll cock block 1. But I'm letting him have a 5. I take, he takes, I take, he takes, I take, he takes, I take, he takes. I take, he takes, I take, he takes. It's not going to work. Fuck. Oh, shit. Let's see. If he would take that and then cock block that, it would cut those 2 off. I don't think he's going to do it. Shit. I hate wasting the XP. Alright, that worked. He should take this. Alright. It's not going to work. I want him to take that and then take that and lock up those 2. It's not going to happen. I take, he takes, I still have to take 1. And I'm not spending 8k. So I'm going to spend 5k and he's going to spend 8k. I take, he takes an 8k. I take a 5, he takes an 8. I take a 5, he's going to take an 8. And then these are both the same. So I'm going to have to take one of them. And then we level up. Alright. There is the perk. And that is what I will take first. I'm going to take that and then I'll leave the EXP for another character. Since I just blew 200,000 EXP. Notice this guy, I power leveled this guy because I couldn't play the chainsaw. Look at all his shit. Notice, look at my level 50, who has no add-ons. There's nothing he can use as offerings. This is bad. Dark Moonlight is advantage to the survivor. Thickens a Mist, advantage to the survivor. Thickens a Mist, advantage to the survivor. Dimmed Moonlight, advantage to the survivor. And Thickens the Dark Mist, advantage to the survivor. So you really don't have no offerings to use. But look at the difference between him. Now I power leveled this guy a little. And look at all his shit. He has like 23 bottles of vegetable oil. 20 fucking long guy. I mean, this guy will have add-ons till he's 50 easy. 14 of those, 16 of those. Probably has a ton of offerings. Yeah, look at that. I did at one point have 2 pages of offerings because he was power leveled. Anyway, but that is the perk system and the Bloodweb. I'm trying to think if is there anything else for part 2 of the strategy guide. That pretty much explains the perks in the Bloodweb. Like I said, I would love to go ahead and prestige these characters, but I'm not going to do it until after I make the videos. So you can actually see a killer in play. And obviously, I'm rank 1. I'm going to get in a very high level match. I'm not worried about it. I'm a little worried about it with the killer because, like I said, I have no add-ons. And I have no offerings. These are all advantage to the player. I'm not using that. That's retarded. I'll explain that in another video. Offerings, I think that's in a lobby and pregame. Offerings to never use. Now you might say, well, why did you pick those into Bloodweb if you're never going to use them? Because I was power leveling, which is how I got so many prestige characters in the first. Remember, I didn't have the game when it came out. I've only had the game now for 4 weeks, and I've already prestiged all the characters. Well, except for the chainsaw. He's prestige when I click a button, and they're already prestige, and he's prestige when I click a button. So that will conclude the strategy guide as far as the perks and the Bloodweb go and how to power level yourself. Remember that the experience is universal. Your ranks are universal, but your levels are not. I will give you guys the that link again in case, so you don't have to go back in the. Oh, and don't forget your damn missions. I haven't played this game in probably close to a week, so I didn't do any of the missions here. But don't forget your daily rituals. Let me give you that link to the perks again. So you'll have this, you know, every single perk and all the tiers and what they do, which is deadbydaylight.gamepedia.com/perks. You can see it in the URL there. You can click on these two. We'll find out what it does. But after you play the game while, you're going to know what all they do. It's just a page for the perk itself. And my top 4 of each, real quick, just going over my top 4 perks for each one. For Survivor, the best perks: Premonition, Spine Chill, Sprint, and Self Heal. Now, if you have a shit ton of medikits in your inventory, you can switch out your Self Heal for Saboteur. But the Self Heal, because you're eventually going to run out of items. And the best 4 killer perks, in my opinion, are Shadowborn, Bloodhound, Iron Grasp, and obviously No One Escapes Death. Iron Grasp 3 is as important as No One Escapes Death 3 when you get above rank 10, because everyone's going to be destroying everything. You will have no hooks, no traps if you're a trapper, and no hooks. A lot, I would say probably about 60% of the time, above rank 10, they're just going to come in and destroy everything. You know, as far as the developers saying, hey, you can destroy all the trappers' traps, but you can't destroy the race bell. You can't destroy nothing on a race. You can't destroy nothing on a chainsaw. I don't know why they allow you to destroy all the traps. I don't know. I'm not a developer. So, anyway, that is the part 2 of the strategy guide. Next, the next strategy guide, which is part 3, is on lobby and pregame, which I will be making here in a few minutes.